Hi all, this is Win. On this channel we talk about unique places from all over the world. And today we're talking about a very special place in Thailand, and that is the SIMILAN Islands in southern Thailand. The SIMILAN Islands are sort of Southeast Asia's Galapagos. Today we're going to talk about the history of the islands, why they're special, how you get there, and I'll tell you a little bit about my experience visiting them a few years back. The islands possess an enormous amount of ecological diversity that we'll get into in just a moment as well. So let's start with the broad strokes. The SIMILAN Islands are a 24-kilometer long archipelago of 11 islands. The Thai government established the region as a national park in 1982 due to their exceptional natural beauty and biodiversity. The islands are in the Andaman Sea, the body of water between India and Thailand. The SIMILAN Islands sit roughly 84 kilometers west of Phuket Island. They get their name from a Malay dialect word for nine. The main island group consists of 9, but 2 more were added to the current total of 11 in the park a few years back. The islands have been inhabited by humans for a long time. Archaeological evidence suggests that the islands have been inhabited by nomads, also known as the Moken people, for the past 5,000 to 6,000 years. These nomadic sea dwellers rely on fishing and live in harmony with nature. These people traditionally live in small boats called kabang, as you can see here, as they move from island to island in search of resources. The Moken have historically held animistic beliefs, which means they perceive spirits residing in aspects of the natural world. They also speak their own language, actually called Moken. These communities are still thriving in many parts of the Andaman Sea, although their traditional way of life is under attack from all forms of modernization. And by all forms of modernization, what I mean is the usual suspects: increased development, income inequality, environmental degradation, and more. Currently, there are about 3,000 Moken people living in small villages in the Andaman Sea between territories currently claimed by Myanmar and Thailand. During the colonial era, the islands fell under various European powers. They were claimed ultimately by the British in the 19th century. The British, of all the European countries, simply loved claiming places and people. Their favorite thing to do, actually, for a good few hundred years there. The British established logging operations on the islands to extract the valuable teak wood, which is found there. They also established various trade ports to connect their operations across the region. The SIMILAN Islands were no great shakes to the British. They had way bigger priorities, like India, but they were nevertheless under the Union Jack. In the early 20th century, the SIMILAN Islands became part of Thailand. In 1982, when the Thai government designated the area a national park, they allowed in turn for the allocation of resources to protect the natural beauty and ecology of the region. The government protects the islands from overfishing and unsustainable tourism practices, at least as best they can. The SIMILAN Islands possess over 200 species of coral, the most diversity of any area in Thailand. They are also home to 800 species of fish, sea turtles, dolphins, and whale sharks. On the island, there are several endemic species, meaning ones that are only found here. The islands also lie along a significant migratory route for marine species. Very cool. The islands are only open from mid-October to mid-May to allow a couple months rest for the park ecosystem to recover. At the moment, visitors can only visit islands 4 through 9. Island number 8 is the biggest of all. Islands 1 through 3 are closed for conservation purposes, namely to protect the sea turtles who lay their eggs on the beaches. Island number 11 is also recently closed due to damage from tourism. To enter the park, every visitor must have a permit, which tour companies can assist travelers with. There are also a number of restrictions on anchorage points and fishing. Most boats on the island take off from Phuket. The port of Khao Lak is about a 2-hour drive from Phuket City. Now, okay, real quick, you may have heard about Phuket. Pretty much has the reputation as a skanky Thai island, and from my experience, that's mostly due to Phuket City, which is grimy. Basically in all ways the opposite of the SIMILAN Islands. A non sequitur for another day. But if you've been to Phuket City and you feel like I've got this all wrong, please leave me a comment below and we shall discuss. Great. Back to the SIMILAN Islands. There's a reason everyone wants to visit here. And that is because of the beauty and the marine life we've already touched upon. The islands are full of low-lying rock formations, covered in plush, dense forests, and surrounded by exceptionally clear water. The water here offers some of the best scuba and snorkeling one could ever hope for. There's incredible visibility and only weak currents, so no getting swept away. I have actually not gotten my scuba certification yet, so when I was here, I snorkeled, and that was enough for me. It was a total blast. Now, there are a number of ways to experience the islands. I went for a day trip. It was a lot. I stayed in Phuket City. I woke up at 6 a.m. I took a van to Kellock, then another 1 hour large group boat to the preserve. There we went snorkeling. We stopped on island number 8 where we hiked, we ate lunch and hung on the beach, and then back out for more snorkeling before heading home. If you're on a tight timeline, as I was, then this may be the best option. If you don't want to be exhausted and rushed, I would recommend doing a liveaboard. Liveaboards are boats, as the name suggests, where you live aboard for a few days to explore the park and scuba or snorkel your way through the islands. If you decide on the day trip, I would recommend splurging a little bit more for a smaller group or private tour. I was on this gigantic boat full of about 100 tourists. There was a guy in front of me in chain smoking who repeatedly ashed into the wind, which was like my face. Every time we got to a snorkel spot, there was a whole line of people just to even get in the water. But don't get me wrong, it was incredible. I'm so happy I went. But if I were to do it all over again, I would just, do the private tour. One fun thing I did notice on my day trip is how Chinese men look after their women on vacation. My tour comprised of a group of Mandarin language tourists, so I got a front row seat. Gentlemen, I was amazed. I have never seen a more patient set of men who took photos and held beach bags. It was incredible. They are all stars. All right, all, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you have any thoughts or want to share your experience visiting the SIMILAN Islands, please leave a comment. Until next time, thank you all. Bye.